Hey, you got a new hat?
Huh?
Did you go do that?
That's a summer hat.
It's good looking.
Oh,
Haven't got my
really?
kids.
The only building.
Did you wear that? Is that what it was?
179% above engineers estimate.
We got a interrogation.
So where does that leave us?
179% above. Where that ad.
Almost double what they anticipated.
All I get them is when they have drawings.
Are
and I
the
want them free.
clock rolling on their matching grants?
Oh, yeah. Bill grant. So we could lose it.
I feel like that happens though.
Okay. Is that your car out there with the budget?
It's 6 o'clock. We're going to call the city council meeting for April 11th. And we will begin with a roll call, please.
Walters?
Here.
Anderson?
Here.
Vogel? Yeah. Second.
Present.
Item number 3 is approval of agenda. We are going to remove item A under business items from the agenda tonight. And I will ask for a motion to approve the agenda with that removed, please.
Motion to approve is amended?
Second.
Roll call.
Walters?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Vogel? Yes. Sarchet?
Yes.
Item 4, public comments. This is the time and place for comments for any item other than those that are a public hearing. Have we had anybody request
No, sir.
to speak? Okay, great. So we will move on to consent items, item number 5, and I'll ask for a motion to approve.
So
I'll second with a question. So on the change order and the payment application for the Vista Lake Avenue intersection, are we proceeding as expected with both of those? I mean, it seemed pretty minor, both in terms of the change order and the pay application.
Are you asking about like the timeline of the project? Is that changing the
Overall
timeline
progress,
of the project?
yeah, just
Do you want to add something to that? The change orders for the sanitary sewer extension.
Look, I'll look to see if the change order had any added dates. See anything there? I'm not seeing that they asked for any extra days.
okay, so maybe this is generating more of a question than it was originally.
Well,
but
let me explain this. We've had quite a bit of back and forth discussion of extending sanitary sewer because of inquiries about potential development to the north.
Yep.
And it is going to save us money in the long run instead of breaking out concrete in brand new Ford roundabout. So we decided, what really would be best for us to just go ahead and extend that sewer line now, so we don't have to go back in a year or two and break it out.
Yeah, we did,
Okay,
through the north sanitary sewer study, we did look to see what the capacity was available to make sure that the 450 approximately, homes, or if it's commercial, that'd be the equivalent number of homes, that it was actually worth the expense. I mean, if it'd been spending that kind of money for 4 homes, then it wouldn't have made a lot of sense perhaps, but the capacity that's available makes it more reasonable.
We would be getting 450 homes capacity off of that extension.
So that would make that ground more attractive to a developer. Sanitary sewer was already
Some of
out
the
there.
work has been done.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had a motion and a second and discussion, and we will call the roll.
Sarchet?
yes.
Walters?
yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Vogel? Yes.
Moving on to number 6, business items. Item B, Resolution 2022-45, setting public hearing for Capital Improvement Plan, CIP amendment. I'll ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just have a couple of highlights. If I can maybe take a couple of minutes to go over some highlights. I went through the amendment. I just want to talk about it real briefly. So the city's currently in year 2 of the 5-year CIP. And I feel like as we approach year 3, the city council needs to formally amend the CIP to reflect some changes that have been made to the plan. So in reviewing amendments, I think it's important so that the council knows progress we've made on the years that we've gone through in the CIP, and it provides a clear guide to the community for which projects are prioritized. So I'm going to recommend that the council set a public hearing for April 25th regarding the amendment to the CIP. And I'm just going to talk about a couple of highlights and changes that I want to discuss with the council. Equipment. So as some of you may recognize, there were quite a few changes with the equipment list. A lot of it has to do with the cost of equipment as inflation continues to increase those costs. So most of those changes were due to inflation costs. Some of the other changes proposed are because of us needing to move equipment purchases around in future years to provide a more balanced budget. Second, we did not have the roundabout project at East Vista Lake and North 3rd Street in the CIP, so I would recommend we get that amended for that project. That project has just started construction for the purposes of the CIP. I've put that in fiscal year 22. I expect construction to continue in fiscal year 23. The regional park project, so movement for this project, I'm proposing we move that project from fiscal year 23 to fiscal year 24. I think that the city needs to have further discussion on that project. We're a little bit behind schedule. I do believe the project needs to have additional support from all groups, and we need to continue to have those conversations with the groups and the public. I do believe it is the city council's full intent to have a bond referendum for the project, and our goal is to have a successful referendum, which takes time and education amongst the public. So I would recommend we move that from fiscal year 23 to fiscal year 24. City Hall, Fire Station, Police Station. So this project was originally slated for fiscal year 25 in the CIP. However, discussions with the city council have been that we move this project to fiscal year 23. So the plan is to build a new city hall and community center at 302 West Van Dorn. The plan also includes renovations to the existing fire station to address the living quarters space specifically. So the fire station will utilize the existing community room. The plan for the police station is unknown, but we are actively looking for the future site of the police station. So the project for the police station only involves purchasing land for a future station. And then the only other major change to the CIP, I would say, is that we included our annual street repair project. If you do recall, when we did the CIP, we only had that street repair project in one fiscal year. However, financially, we had included it in our financial plan. I would like to outline that annually in the CIP. I think it's the city's intention to spend approximately $200,000 on concrete street repairs annually throughout the community. So I would like to add that. Those are the major amendments to the plan. A couple of projects we've had to move one year to another, and you can see that the plan has been redlined, so all changes will be made available on the city's website. That's it.
Any questions from the council?
No real questions. I agree with all that. I also think it's a good thing just to update. We set out the plan in 2020, and unfortunately or fortunately, a lot of things have changed. And but I do think we've held true to a lot of what we had in the plan at that time, and most of the changes have been necessary or information as, or even on the waterfront, it would be prudent to make a lot of the decisions that we had in even these in past years based on early regionalization discussions. I think it's a good thing to update those and again push that out to the extent that we can, have it on the website so we can look at it and provide feedback.
Yeah, again, I go back to the value of, doing this CIP to begin with. When you make a plan, you don't have all the answers, you don't have all the information, you make the best decisions, the best plan with what you have. But then as stuff comes up or as stuff changes, you know the impact that one change might have on the other. So, again, goes back to the value of all the planning that was done a few years ago. And now we know, some of the things that have changed over the past couple of years and then how that impacts continuing along with this plan. So I think, yeah, this was great to go through the update, recognize what's been completed, it's changing, so, thank you. Yep.
Okay, if there's nothing else, let's call the roll, please.
Walters,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Yes.
Sarchet.
Item C, first reading of ordinance 2022-1400, amending chapter 63, speed regulations. Anyone speaking?
Chief, do you want to speak to this real
On the
quickly?
north third,
Yes.
yes. Essentially, this would be changing the speed limit going north out of town. As you come out of that roundabout, it's 45 miles an hour through there. Drop that down to 35 up to Hug Drive to the city. Currently, it is under construction, so that's also dropped to a 25 mile an hour construction at 10%. Anything else, might kind of headed up that change and the contacts and everything, but that's basically what it consists of.
Okay, we'll take a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 2022-1400, amending chapter 63, speed regulations.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Anderson,
Yes.
Vogel,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Walters.
Yes.
Item D, second reading of ordinance 2022-1300, amending the zoning restrictions on property located at 302 South 2nd Street. Any report or anything on that? Okay, I'll ask for a motion to approve item D, please.
So moved.
And we will call the roll.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Walters,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Yes.
Item E, Snyder and Associates invoicing the amount of $21,328 for February 22 engineering services. I'll ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
And we will call the roll.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Walters,
Abstain.
Anderson,
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Item number 7, under proclamations, National Arbor Day, April 29th. We have the proclamation right here. I, Steve Karsten, Mayor of City of Polk City, Iowa, do hereby proclaim April 29, 2022 as Arbor Day in the city of Polk City, Iowa. And I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. Moving on to agenda item number 8, reports and particulars. We'll begin with staff. Anything from,
I do not have anything.
anything from the council?
I'd just like to tag on to your proclamation and how that used to be such a big deal in the elementary school, and I don't know if it still is. Somebody go up there and they're still doing it, going out planting trees somewhere. Very good. Thank you. I know the kids all look forward to it. And the custodian never minded all the dirt that got thrown. Never.
Anything else from anybody? I don't have anything.
Just kudos to Jason again. I know we talked about the spring book, summer book, but we just signed up this past week. So paying for options that we didn't have a couple of years ago is a reminder of progress, and I appreciate being in that position. So, and not unrelated, having places for my girls to go time to time over the summer as well.
I'll kind of piggyback off that reminder to people. There is the Earth Day 5K coming up that the Friends of the Park is putting on, and we have this Friends of the Park organization that wants to raise funds to put a shade structure at a park. And so I just, you know, I'm excited for this group getting started, getting rolling, getting some momentum, seeking for ways to raise funds, to do something in our community for our parks. It's a great event, I think, so if you can help volunteer, I think they're still looking for volunteers for the race that day. There's an Arbor Day connection there, and I don't know if this was still a thing, but there was, I think the first however many people that signed up were going to get a little sapling, and my son just thought that was the coolest thing ever, so kind of makes the full connection.
First time.
Okay, yep. But anyway, promotion for participants and volunteers to help with that event, and thanks to all who are involved in helping with that event.
Okay, if nothing else, we'll move on to item number 9, adjournment. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.